Yeah, first thing I'd say is, hats off to Coach Miller and the Cincinnati program. They have got a tremendous defensive identity, and they did a great job of really disrupting us offensively, especially early. And you could tell they're very well prepared, very well coached, and just we're ready to be urgent to get a big win. So they deserve all the credit. Certainly there's things we know we could do to be at our best and continue to improve, and we'll get back to the practice court and work on those.
Coach, they did a really good job on the glass on you. Bob Miller's one of the better defensive rebounders in the country. How difficult is he to deal with on that defensive glass for you guys?
Yeah, no, he has tremendous length and instincts and good hands, and he reads plays, and like you said, there's a reason. I think the numbers say he's probably the top defensive rebounder in the country, and obviously you can feel that, when you're out there on the court. So he did a good job impacting plays that way.
Milan, what was the biggest difference between first half 1 for 3 and then you heated up scorching in the second half?
I think my team just needed me to step up on the offensive side. We weren't getting much going, not a lot of shots going in, so I think I just took a step up and started shooting a lot, and good things happened.
Coach, last 2 times you out-rebounded them by like 18. It was pretty dominating. Do you see a big difference in what they're doing this season from last year's team?
Yeah, I'd say more than anything, they have veteran players. Those guards have been here, right, with James and Thomas, and with those guys, you can tell that they take a command of their team. So even though when you talk about rebounding, you don't talk about guards a lot, I think what guards do is they control the game, right? They keep it out of the paint on one side and try to get in the paint on the other, and then those rotations are the results of the rebounds. So as much as their front court did a great job, I think more credit even goes to their perimeter players for, not allowing us to have, get to the spots and make the plays we normally make. And, they certainly did a good job, beating us on the glass.
TJ, how were they able to keep control of the ball, keep control of the kind of tempo of the game so well and only stayed at 8 turnovers?
Yeah, we certainly made our runs and had our pushes, and this guy, and his ability to score the ball was a big part of it at times. But it seemed like they always had a timely shot when they needed one, that somebody stepped up for them and made a timely shot. And I think, when you look at, the 15 offensive rebounds, I know they only attributed to 13 second chance points, but when they got those, those are deflating plays for your defense. You work hard to get a stop, and then they're able to get the rebound, and it just kind of it breaks your spirit a little bit. So, credit to them for doing a great job there.
TJ, obviously, Sincere Harris is one of the best defenders in the Big 12 Conference. That matchup with Taman was pretty exciting to watch. What was he doing that kind of took Taman out of the equation there on the offensive side of the ball and the scoring aspect? Was he doing anything that kind of gave Taman a little bit of struggles there?
Yeah, obviously I know he has a reputation as a good defender, and, I don't know specifically what, went on or didn't, but I'd say, I'm taking Taman Lipsey night in and night out. I put my name on my belief in him, my confidence in him, and I'm confident we got the best point guard in America on our team. And when it comes down to the things we value in winning the game and winning games and having a successful program, Taman's night in and night out been a warrior for us. So instead of, focusing on the other side of it, I'm going to focus on, as much as anything with Taman, how proud of him I am night in and night out for the work he does.
At 20 points off turnovers and 13 on the fast break. Was that one of the backbreakers, is that they were able to get out and run?
Yeah, absolutely. No, I think, when the game started, we knew, we started with some stops right away and kept them out of transition. And then quickly, when things didn't go our way offensively, they were playing downhill at us, and they were really good in transition. And that's, if you just look at points off turnovers, that's probably the difference in the game right there. We're used to being the team that turns the other team over more and scores that way, and they did a better job of that than us tonight, and I do think that was the difference in the game.
You mentioned the veteran guards. They've seen you guys a couple times now. How much does that help? Maybe we saw the first time that these two guys played you. They turned it over, I think, 27 times. Is that a factor for them that they've seen it, that they weren't maybe surprised by some of the blitzes? And
yeah, I think for sure. Those guys have great poise, and they're both big time shot makers. So, you know, we've certainly had our battles last year, you know, prior, whatever it is, and I think, you know, you play against somebody over and over when you're competitors like those two guys are. You know, you're going to continue to learn from things that didn't go your way and get better. And they showed tremendous leadership and resolve for their team today, and made a lot of big plays.
Have you ever had a night where you felt like everything was going in the second half like it was for a while?
I've had a couple nights like that, but at the end of the day, we lost, so it wasn't good enough. And I played 34 minutes and had 1 rebound, and we got out-rebounded that game by a lot. So I think obviously I did really good on the offense end, but also got to look at the whole game, and I got to take accountability for some of things like that and rebound better.